What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Hoops here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 huge sleepers in the 2020 NBA Draft. We did one of these videos back in February, and a whole lot has changed in the landscape of the NBA Draft. However, looking back at the players in the underrated prospects video, every single player has moved up since. For example, Killian Hayes was slated as a late lottery pick, and now he's moved into a top 8 lock. Denny Avdija was a lottery pick at the time, but seems to be a top 4 lock now. Emmanuel quickly has begun to make a name for himself as a second round pick, as he was before going undrafted. Paul Reed has seen some slight growth in draft stock, but nothing significant. And most importantly, Devin Vassell is now a serious consideration for multiple teams inside the top 10, while being a late first/early second round pick back in February. I don't know if there's any way I can do better in this video, however there are still quite a few players whose stock is way too low right now. If you guys like this video concept and want to see more, make sure you like the video and I would really appreciate it. And now let's get right into 5 huge sleepers in the 2020 NBA Draft. Number 1, Tyrell Terry. Tyrell Terry is a 6'3" freshman point guard coming out of Stanford who is completely undervalued, as he's ranked as the 42nd best prospect by ESPN and going in the late first round of most mock drafts. However, this is way too low, as Tyrell Terry's game is the future of the NBA, as he has the most smooth shooting form in the entire draft and is a natural playmaker. 5 years ago, Jahlil Okafor went 3rd overall in the draft, and now a near replica of him in Vernon Carey Jr. is sliding to the end of the first round because the center position is becoming more and more extinct and shooting guards are valued way higher now. Tyrell shot 47% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the strike, showing that his shooting really is legit. On top of this, his playmaking skills are very promising, as he is very quick with the ball in his hands and has great passing vision. The main issue about his game is his weak 160-pound frame, which forces him to play under the rim because he has trouble finishing through contact. He also needs to limit his turnovers, as he averaged 2.5 per game, but this will improve a lot more with game repetition and a stronger frame. Tyrell has shown glimpses of NBA stars like Stephen Curry, Trae Young, and even the young phenom and Tyler Hero. He's up with the top prospects in terms of potential, and if he can add a good 20 to 30 pounds of muscle, teams will regret passing on him. Number 2, Grantriller. This man was the most underrated player in all of college basketball, and once again people are overlooking him coming into the NBA draft, where he is slated to be a mid-second round pick. This season at Charleston, he averaged 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists on 50% from the field, 36% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. He is a scorer who can get to the rim with ease using his change of speed, and he's a pick and roll scoring master. Grant has shown that he can be an elite isolation scorer and doesn't need screens or motion to be effective on the offensive side of the ball. He has the elite skill of being able to score at will and is one of the best offensive players in the entire draft. With that said, he was an awful defender against poor competition, so there is very little hope on that side of the ball, so at best he's going to be a non-factor on the defensive side. On top of this, he is 24 years of age and played against poor competition at Charleston. Grant has an elite skill coming into the NBA though, and displays everything you need in a great 6-man/starting point guard similar to Fred VanVleet. Number 3, Kira Lewis Jr. Recently, Kira has seen a huge surge in his draft stock, but he is currently going in the mid to late first round in most mock drafts, which is just way too low. Kira is a 6'3" point guard coming out of Alabama who was incredible last year, as he averaged 18.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in 37 minutes per game. His shooting percentages don't disappoint, as he shot the 3 ball at 36% and has all the fundamentals to be a great shooter in the NBA. His form is incredibly smooth, he gets the ball out quick, and has elite range. Kira's elite skill coming into the NBA is his speed, which allows him to excel in the open court and get a ton of steals. His speed also helps him a lot in his playmaking, where he comes off pick and rolls with a ton of speed, forcing defenders to make extremely quick decisions about what to do. Also, perimeter defenders have to respect Kira's speed, which makes getting perimeter shots off much easier. There have been serious questions about Kira's passing abilities, but he has shown the ability to pass off the dribble, and with his athletic profile, he has potential to be a great playmaker. Kira is still a very raw prospect who needs to limit his turnovers, be more aware of passing lanes, and add a lot of weight to his weak frame. The positives about these weaknesses are that they are easily fixable with time and effort, which is a great sign to see. All in all, Kira has all the tools to be a great starting point guard in the NBA, and if he falls to the second half of the first round, he may be the steal of the draft. draft. Number 4, Malachi Flynn. Similar to Grantriller, Malachi Flynn is a scoring machine who would have put himself on the map if the NCAA tournament actually happened. This season at San Diego State, he averaged 18 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game on 85% from the free throw line, 44% from the field, and 37% from three-point range, but on extreme volume. Malachi is a great shooter and his range is very, very deep, which will help him out a lot in the NBA. Outside of this, he is a good playmaker, rebounder, and defender for his short 6'1" height. Malachi doesn't have insane amounts of athleticism, rather he is one of the most smart players in the NBA draft. In college, he was able to use his IQ to make up for his lack of athleticism, which should help him succeed on the offensive side of the ball. He's not going to be a star in this league, but he has all the tools to be a good game manager who can shoot, run the offense, and make very few mistakes, which is a steal since he's going towards the second half of the second round in most NBA mock drafts. There are concerns with his age as he's 22, with his height as he's 6'1", and his ability to guard quicker defenders in the NBA, but these downsides are definitely worth the rewards. Number 5, Killian Tillie. Killian Tillie is the only big man in the video, and this is because he is slated to go in the end of the second round in most mock drafts. This is absolutely absurd as Killian is a first round talent in the draft but has struggled to stay on the court because of injuries. Killian averaged 13 points and 5 rebounds this season, but more importantly, he shot 40% from 3 and shot a career average of 44% from three-point range. With the NBA becoming more of a shooting league, Killian will excel as he can set hard screens and then roll to the rim or pop out for a three-point shot. On top of this, Killian is an above-average athlete and playmaker, which helps him take advantage of slower big men defending him on the perimeter. Killian is not a liability on the defensive side of the ball, and his main weakness is his health. The talent is 100% there, but his lengthy medical history makes him a relatively large gamble. Hopefully teams are beginning to learn not to avoid people due to injury history after seeing Michael Porter Jr. and Bol Bol thriving on the Nuggets after falling due to medical concerns. And add Karis LeVert to that list, who's turning into a star after falling into the mid-first round due to injury concerns. Killian is deserving of a mid-second round pick at the very least, and expect him to begin to creep up draft boards as more people begin to see how talented of a player he is. 2 honorable mentions that I was on the brink of including in this video are Leandro Bolomoro and Desmond Bane. Both of these shooting guards have their own unique skill set that teams are overlooking at the moment. Once the NBA draft approaches, keep an eye on these 2 players as they are very undervalued for where they are slated to go in the draft. These are my 5 huge sleepers in the 2020 NBA draft, and hopefully these players can see similar results to my previous video on NBA draft sleepers. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe. Tell me if you agree with these sleepers and if I left anyone off this list that you guys think should be on the list. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if so, make sure you leave a like. And now I'm out, and peace!